All right, guys. Good morning. This is Trader Sebran here live, and we are actually going to be doing the analysis for week 44. And I believe that throughout this analysis today, you'll be able to have an understanding of what to expect and how to trade GDP USD and also Euro USD. So quickly, I want to look at the daily time frame. So this is the daily. And based on the daily time frame, we have been having this downward trend that has been going on from a peak around early October, which is somewhere around here, early October. So we had this massive drop that came on from this moment. So throughout this month, we've been having a massive drop from here, from this October here. So this is the peak. So price has been dropping from here. All of this is October movement, okay, so far. And we have series of lower high, lower lows taking place, okay? Now, we also have, I have a fair value gap here, which also shows us an imbalance that it could pull back into that area and drop. Now, this is the daily, okay? It could pull back into that area and drop. That's what we're looking at. But at the moment, there's no guarantee. So we could still see a few things going on the chart. So there is a support level I want you to notice. A support level. Let me create that support. At this level, actually is in 126, 129. Actually, the support level is 129.60. 129.60 is a current support level that price is creating rejection on. We can see that at this level, price is rejecting. We have price close below it and then went up to close above it, which is very close to 130 as well. So 130 major psychological level, which is here. So there is a reason I'm marking these areas on a daily time frame. So I want to pay attention to this. So we have these two levels, okay, as support and resistance level, which is current now where the price is sitting. All right. Now, if you check the RSI that I put here, this is the daily time frame. It shows that we are trading below the 50 point. And that means price is below the 50 point. There is still, and it's not oversold at the moment. Oversold will be when it gets to this green line. That would be the oversold region. And we can see that price is still within that phase, within that area. So it shows that price may still come down a little. So if you're going to do that, we're going to anticipate where market is going to trade to. So that's a very important aspect. And now one more place to mark based on our trading area is this zone as at the moment. This is 129. 129 psychological level. Okay. That's 129 psychological level. So I will just make it 129 a little bit. Yeah. Just to give it a random number of that psychological level. So that's the three areas I want to focus on the lower time frame. So I want you to mark those areas out and I'll explain why. So the next thing is to understand the 4-hour time frame. So we're going to switch to the 4-hour and then look at what the 4-hour is saying. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, what we see here is that we have a short-term trend on the 4-hour to the downside, and it's obviously pronounced. As you can see, the 4-hour is obviously pronounced that we are on a downtrend. Now, what we're seeing now on this downtrend on the 4-hour is price is respecting lower highs structures right now, is respecting lower high. So we have lower low, lower high, lower low. So we have this lower high being respected at the moment. Price came up to this lower high, and then it's a bit to drop to create a new lower low, which what we're anticipating. So I will put this trend line right there, even though we have one here, possibly. So I'll extend this one to this current line and watch. Now, this is why I say we should mark the zones. First, I'm expecting if price break above this high, then we're going to be buying. That's why if price trade above 30 psychological level, we should be looking for upward trend. We're going to be looking for buys. So just mark this zone as I am doing it now. Mark it on your chart. We're expecting price to trade below this area. So now, here is a little counter trend on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to put this counter trend line right here. Okay, good. For those of you that trade smaller time frame, this is very important for you. You will need to wait for price to break below that counter trend line, and then you trade all the way down. So you're going to be selling as soon as this counter trend line is broken on a lower time frame. So ensure you also mark this zone out on your chart. This is detailed top-down analysis that I'm doing now. So I want you to take note of that. So now on the 4-hour time frame, we confirm all of this, and then we have few fair value gaps that are marked, which could be that price will be attracted to those areas like a pullback, and we see that price seems to have rejected from and the fair value gap reinforcing the bearish momentum, which is somewhere here. So we see that price has rejected again this the second time from this fair value gap. So it means that this bullish fair value gap will not be valid, because we have to look at the trend. Looking at the trend is very important. With the trend, you know that, okay, this is what the market is doing. So you follow the fair value gap based on the trend, isn't it? So, and as you can see, we see a rejection there, which giving us a confirmation that we are still on the downside of the market. So which is very important. And also we can see that the support level, which is this area that we created, 12600 here, is not obvious on the 4-hour that we need to break. So we want price to break below. If price fails to hold this area, it could continue lower. That's what we're saying. That means if price break low this area, then we anticipate even a lower momentum, where price will be targeting 129 as an area of interest. So pay attention to this. So pay attention to this. This is what I'm also going to be looking at. And also, we see that price is trading below the 50 point. So that means there's more room to the downside for price to drop. So I'm also looking forward to that. So, and in retrospect, if we're looking at the bias overall, the bias is bearish. So we are looking for sell on GDP USD. Okay, we are looking for sell because the daily time frame is bearish, and also the 4-hour is bearish. Now, the selling pressure is high because of what we still have on the daily, as you can see, where price rejected and closed bearish on the next candle. If this candle has closed bullish, we have been anticipating a reversal or a pullback about to happen. So we are still anticipating that price may drop even lower to tap into this area of interest. Again, we have a strong order block here that price may be coming to as price action. So we might also mark that area of interest that price may come there for TPs. So again, these are reasonable key areas that price may come to. So let's go back to the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, we can see that these are areas of interest. So if price break these zones, we are selling TP and TP this week. So this is the week 44 trend direction that we should be looking forward to. Very important. And if first of all, looking at this fair value gap at 31, which is important. I mean, at 30, 50, 3,500, 3,500 is somewhere. Let's see, 3,500. Okay, we have this zone. 3,500 is somewhere here. Okay, and that will be on the daily 3,500. All right, we have this area. Okay, good. So that means on the 4 hour, let's go back to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, we're looking at if price break above this fair value gap, which is around 3,500 psychological level, which I'm going to mark towards this zone. Let me just type it on. All right. That's what we're looking at, 3,500. Then we will be looking for potential reversal overall. So that means this trend line is broken and it's confirmed. And then we're looking at overall potential reversal. So until price trade above this area, we will not be buying. Okay, we'll be selling. So that's why at the moment we are still looking at a sell pressure overall. So we have within that 30-35 and also this area here, 3,100, which is somewhere here, right? Great. So we have a fair value gap also within that area, which maybe if price pullback, we should have a rejection around that area as well. So possibly at the moment, we are still selling, and that's what I'm recommending everyone to look out for. So my recommendation on this pair right now on GU is that we're bearish. There's a bearish outlook seems appropriate right now. And for this upcoming week, which is week 44, we should be looking especially at 126 line displays broken. If this line is broken, any retracement could provide potential selling opportunities. Okay? Any retracement will provide. That means if the next candle opens and close below this area, any retracement, any pullback is a potential selling opportunity. So it means we're going to be selling all the way to the previous lows and targeting these key levels. So that's my take on GU right now. So the same thing might go with GDP USD, Euro USD. The same thing goes with Euro USD. Let me just show you. Remove the drawing. If you go to the daily, you can see as well that we have this key area, which is majorly a support. We have the support area here that price created. Okay. And that is possibly right there. Okay. So we have the support area at the zone. Let me see. I need to use the accurate one. Okay. So let's mark it as this. Let's mark that zone. And also we'll mark this zone. So this is a support area that we anticipate that price should break. Now, if price doesn't break this area, we will be obviously not selling it. But we can see that looking at the RSI, it came to an area where it was oversold and rally up and then came back down. So we could see that price is creating kind of a double bottom on the RSI, which could potentially address a reversal happening on this Euro USD. So let's see the 4 hour. Now, on the 4 hour time frame, we are also looking at a bearish momentum, strong bearish momentum. So that's a very clear one. And the first thing is to see where we can put our trend line. Potentially looking at that. So Of course, there were minor, smaller trend lines there, which we are not looking at now. We're looking at the overall potential trend line push up that may happen. Now we have a fair value gap here. Fair value gap price, you see, that's a fair value gap that price just rejected from on this 4 hour. See, price rejected on the fair value gap, it pushed into it. The fair value gap was created immediately this candle print, and we have the first tap and it dropped. And the second time again, price came into that fair value gap and it dropped. So now we have another fair value gap. So the point is, if this price decide to pull back the second time, so we should be expecting a rejection at that level, and then we sell. But a sell pressure will be considered when and after price break this level. If price break here, any possible retracement could be a possible sell. That's what I'm looking at on this pair. And if price break above and reject, maybe come here, reject, and then we have this break above, then potentially this become invalid. That fair value gap is not activated. Then we should be able to, it's not, that fair value gap wasn't recognized or it's not recognized, then we should be able to look for buy and then look for potential retracement at this fair value gap, this level here, where we could potentially see price reacting and then selling, continue the sell pressure on the 4 hour time frame. But until that happens, we are still looking at a sell pressure. As long as GU is selling, we should be looking for a sell on Euro USD as well. So if you're trading Euro USD, potentially you should be looking for sell. Of course, you can see the momentum that price need to break. So we'll put a trend line here that indicate that we should be looking for a break, which is already confirmed, as you can see on that particular trend. That counter trend line was broken, as you can see, and now we're looking for a pullback into that counter trend line. And because it's broken, a pullback in onto it, and that can give us a potential sell opportunity where we see price may come up here, reject at this fair value gap, and then continue to the downside. So potentially, I will, if you want to trade Euro USD, I will wait for price to break these lows and then look for a pullback into it before I will trade. In other words, I'll be looking for a break outside the zone and a pullback, and then I'll look for continued sell, because these are major areas where price came to the low of the RSI, which is oversold, and then a rally up again. And if you go to the daily, you will see that that area is still oversold. Price is still playing around that area as oversold. So if you look all the way to the left, we can see potential areas that price may get to if try to sell more. But at the moment, this is a very strong key area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We see price reacted to this major area over time. And it's something that we need to pay attention to. So that's why you see what happened here, where price broke below it and came back to retest and drop. That's what I'm expecting to happen over here. Of course, we have a break again, but the retest failed a little, and then came back and break again, failed a little before it went up. Of course, we have a breakup structure to the upside. We could 2 times. We have a breakout structure here, and so we should anticipate price was going up. But here we're downtrend. So it's a massive drop that has happened in the month of October. It's a massive drop all the way now. It's a massive drop. So we should be anticipating a pullback any moment, and that's why on Euro USD it's oversold, and we should wait for that oversold. If price break, that's why I said wait for price to break these key levels. And then if we break that key levels, then we should be expecting more sell. Otherwise, price may pull back up. And then if you pull back up, we should be expecting this area on the 4 hour as a potential reversal key level, which is where we have the fair value gap. So when we have that, and then we should look for more sales. So price will have more momentum to sell and then continue to the downside. So, but as for now, and that's all I have to discuss with you on this pairs. And this is what I'm looking for. I'm especially going to be trading GU But if you're trading Euro USD, just follow the mark. Look at what GU is doing and continue in that direction, because they trade in correlation. So yeah, this is week 44 for me, and I'm looking into trading this pair. Now, time will not permit me to look into gold right now. I don't want to make this video very long. So during the week, I'm gonna do an analysis of the gold, and then I'll put it on the YouTube. So watch out for it. So it might be tomorrow or next. We'll do another video just to analyze gold, and I'll give you a feedback on that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And then that's it for week 44. And I'll see you in the next one. So hit the subscribe button and like, and join us in the channel, Telegram channel, for more guides, and also for free training calls. Thank you, guys. Bye for now. Cheers.